It is usually at this time of the year that people realize that soon summer will be upon us and that in 4 weeks' time they might be on a beach wearing little to no clothing and of course want to look good then. So at this time of the year we often get questions like, I'm a beginner and I want to do this and this workout, will it work for me? And what then follows is sometimes a workout that would make Arnold Schwarzenegger pale. In some cases, a week or two later, we then get a follow-up that reads, I did bench presses, but I think I pulled a muscle. Or I did inclined flies, but I only felt them in my biceps. I thought they were for the chest. So in this video, I'd like to give you a couple of pointers and tips on what you should do and what you should expect if you just started out or have just a couple of weeks or months experience. Here goes. If you just started out or have only a couple of weeks experience, then don't count on looking like a hunk by this time next month. If building muscle was as easy as this and could be done within 4 weeks, then all men would look like underwear models. What you can expect is that after 4 weeks of training you will notice the first differences in strength, and after about 6 months of training you'll be able to note the first differences in your physical appearance. If you are a beginner, you don't need to tackle one group of muscles from 5 different angles with as many specialized exercises. And this is because in all likeliness, the smaller muscles that support the main muscle being worked on are in all likeliness in your body not yet developed enough to fulfill that role, and also you don't know yet how it actually feels when the exercise is done correctly. And this means you might end up exercising a muscle totally different from the one you think you are working on. An example that comes to my mind here is skull crushers, because skull crushers require you to hold your upper arm still while you do the movement. What many beginners do is that they start to involuntarily move the upper arm and turn the whole thing into a mixture of skull crushers and dumbbell pullovers, because this movement involves the chest muscles and you won't do that much good for either one. With the skull crushers, this happens because the muscles that support you when you hold your arm still are your deltoid muscles, and if your deltoid muscles aren't yet strong enough to fulfill that supporting role, it is harder for you to keep the arm still. Number 2 directly leads us over to number 3, because compound movements, movements that involve a lot of muscles at once, set up your basic strength in the larger muscles, but also get your smaller muscles ready for the bigger jobs. For example, when you do push-ups, you not only train your chest, but also your triceps and your deltoids. And this preparation will later help the deltoids do their stabilizing when you do skull crushers. If you are just starting out, it is a good idea you do so with whole body workouts 2 to 3 times a week and body weight exercises. The reason for the first is because you aren't yet working out with as much intensity as someone who does more complicated workouts. You can get away with doing a group of muscles more than once per week. The reason for the second is it is simply harder to cheat or do wrong those bodyweight exercises. For example, if you do pull-ups for your back, you can do 5 of those and you can't pull up yourself for 6, then it's hard to pretend you are able to do 7. While when you decide to do dumbbell rows for your back, which require you to hold your upper body still while you do the movement. It is easier to cheat yourself into thinking you're doing more than you actually are when you start involving the whole back into the movement without actually noticing it. If you are unsure about where your fitness level currently stands, then there is at least a way to give you a hint about it. If you aren't able to do 30 push-ups in slow and controlled form, which means 2 seconds up and 2 seconds down, and 7 pull-ups without kicking yourself off the ground or swinging to get over the bar, and in all likeliness you won't benefit from more complicated workouts as much as you could, and should stay for now with the whole body workouts with body weight exercises we just talked about. If you need an idea about what such a plan should look like, have a look at Scooby's beginner's plan. If you do fulfill these 2 requirements, then do try out an intermediate workout, or if you are under 17, Scooby's teen workout, but have a really good look at how you do the movements and how your body reacts to this kind of stress. And this concludes this video. As always, I hope it was of a bit of help to you. Until next time, see you, bye bye.